So it's the end of the night, and you've been on a date with this girl, and it's time to like take her home or like see if she wants to go home with you, right? And it can be a little bit abrupt of just being like, hey, like let's go back to my place, or that could be a little suggestive, if you're just saying that. Or you've got the other way of doing it, of just like asking her, hey, like, do you wanna go to my place? Or you can be really bold and just be like, look, I want to fuck, so like let's get out of here, right? Be like more bold that way. And all of these are like ways that do work but they're hit or miss to get her home with you, right? It's like it's hit or miss. It's like either works or it doesn't. So what's a better way for you to invite a girl back to your house without seeming pushy, needy, or too forward, right? Because we're always looking for that. We're always looking for like rejection-proof ways to lead women into doing what it is that we want to do. And so how to take her home, right? So let's talk about this. So women want to be, they want to make their own choices, but they want to be led. So it doesn't work for you to say, so what do you want to do next? It's at the end of the day, like you just finished dinner and maybe you went out to a bar, or maybe, either or, right? Or maybe you ended up going dancing afterwards or something, but it's towards the end of the night, right? And so, just leaving it up to her. So what do you want to do? Like even if she wants to go home with you, that she's not going to say, I want to go home. Like if you really did your job, yes. But again, like women, they need to be convinced. They want to be convinced. So if she just makes it her idea to go out, to go home and go to bed with you, she's gonna feel kind of like a slut a little bit, and women don't like feeling like a slut. They might have that innate desire to act like one, but they don't want to feel like one. And so if it's her idea to go home with you, then she's gonna feel that way. So it's up for you to take the lead here on this. So how do we go about doing that? Okay, so at the end of the night, here's the thing, you've got to give her choices. Now, if you give her two choices, like it's at the end of the night and it's like, okay, so what do you want to do next? And she's gonna say, well, I don't know. And you say, well, you can either go home or go home with me. Two choices seems like an ultimatum. You can either do this or do that, okay? So too many choices, like you're not leading her. So it's like, so what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Well, I don't know. And you're like, well, we can do whatever you'd like. That's too much. So the secret is you give her three choices, and here are the choices you give her at the end of the night. Okay, so you're at the bar or whatever, and it's like, so what do you want to do? What do you want to do next? And she's like, I don't know. Well, what do you want to do? And you say, well, we can either go back to my place, we can go to another bar, or I can take you home. Okay, it's very important that you do it that way. So you start with your place. So it's guys do this so often. It's like they beat around the bush to finally get to like, my place. No, you give her that first option. You be bold. Hey, look, we can either go to my place, so she feels this like, oh shit, okay, well, that's a little overwhelming. So like, tell me what else we can do. Okay, well, we can go to another bar, right? Which means that we can continue the night, or I can take you home. Now, the way that I worded that last part is I can take you home. Now, that's a vague way of saying like you can also go home with me. So like in her mind, subconsciously, it's like we can go back to my place, we can continue the night, or I can take you home. And now that means that I could take you home to your home. That could mean that you could take her home to her home and you come inside. Or I could take you home means that I take you home with me, right? So it's supposed to be tastefully vague that way. So the choices are, when you really think about it, well, what do you want to do? Well, we could either go home with me and I sleep with you. We can continue the night and go somewhere else, which means I'll sleep with you later. Or I can take you home, which means I'll sleep with you at your house. So all of them are really options of you sleeping with her. It's just like, when do you want to sleep together is really what you're saying in all of those. It's very sly, but it works a lot. And a lot of times you're gonna find that she's gonna say, well, let's go back to your place. Now, if you wanna soften this up a little bit, okay, you can say, well, we can go back to my place and finish that bottle of wine that we started. If you didn't start a bottle of wine, you can say, well, we can go back to my place and have a glass of wine. And so when you say we can go to my place and then give a reason and have a glass of wine, it softens it. It gives it, makes it easier for her to digest. This is a judgment call, because sometimes it's very important to just be straight up bold. We can go back to my place. If you want to be even more bold, you say we can go back to my place and snuggle in bed, right? Or if you want to be crazy bold, we can go back to my place and get freaky. We can go to another bar and get another drink, or I can take you home. So it depends on like how bold that you want to be or how soft you want to be. So if you want it to be soft, just say we can go back to my place and have a glass of wine. Don't say we can go back to my place. We can go back to my place and talk. Right? Because like, she's not stupid. It's like the end of the night. Like, that's dumb. Like, we can go back to my place and watch a movie. Yeah, I guess. Like, that's still like, again, you don't want to be so vague that it's like, come on, bro. Like, I know what you mean by take me home, because that's gonna turn her off as well. You'd be better off being like, we can go back to my place and fuck, or we can go to another place, grab a drink, grab one more drink, or I can take you home. Either way, she's leaving with you. And that's what makes it kind of rejection proof. And it's like she's giving her options. You're letting her know, I have intentions with you, but I'm giving you options. So you can either sleep with me, I can buy you a drink and we can spend more time together, or I can take you home and tastefully kiss you goodnight. So she feels safe in all of those. So next time that you are on a date, like, practice these 3 things and do it as specifically as I told you, in that order. We can go back to my place, we can go out for another drink and continue the night, or I can take you home. Try that, dude, and I'm telling you, like, no matter what she chooses, you win.